Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Talks with Darius Deon. I'm so glad each and every one of y'all have been tuning in and downloading each and every episode. It just means so much to me. Today, we're going to be talking about what it's like to grow up with two parents in your lives. I've been doing this series on what it's like growing up with one, two, or just none at all, and what people face, what they struggle with, and just advice they can give to others going through the same thing. But before we get into the nitty gritty topic, I'm going to let my cousins introduce themselves, tell you their names, their grade, and just a fun fact about them. Nathan, you want to start?
So I'm Nathan. I'm 18. Currently, not in school right now, but I do plan on going back at some point. Um, the fun fact about myself is that I enjoy in my spare time. I usually enjoy like watching anime or like playing video games. So
Hey, Mari.
And like you said, my name is Amari. I am 17. I'm currently still in school and I'll be an upcoming senior this year, and I'm very excited. And two fun facts about me is I met Michelle Obama and I really like animals.
Oh, and what was it like meeting Michelle Obama?
It was fun. That was Auntie. That was my auntie. She was cool.
And I want to ask y'all, so how has it been during this pandemic? Like, has it been hard on y'all, tough? How has your mental health been?
Well, for mine, during this not the pandemic, yeah, the pandemic. I actually really enjoyed it, believe it or not. I did really well virtually learning. I got all A's, like really, really good. I did so well. My mental health, actually, I really enjoyed it. And honestly, I can say that my relationship with God on a personal level has gotten even closer.
Mm,
Pandemic, I did work, but customer service is a whole different world to work in during the pandemic,
yeah.
especially pandemic, especially when it first started. But I mean, I really actually enjoyed myself. Like I didn't have a hard time. My family didn't go through a hard time.
Yeah,
We did see each other, but we didn't because we were all working, which is a
exactly.
good thing. But other than that, I really had a good time. My mental health is pretty good. It's still going strong. And
Mhm.
yeah, like I really enjoyed myself. I did.
Hey, ain't got good.
Yeah, he is.
uh, for me, the pandemic has been. I think the pandemic has been pretty chill. Only thing that I really missed was like being able to like go to the mall with my friends or something or like go out.
Yeah.
Um, I think my mental has been pretty. I said my mental has been pretty good.
Hmm.
Uh, of course, I've been working as well during the pandemic. But other than that, I guess it's been pretty normal.
That's good. I'm so glad both of y'all have been blessed and covered during this time. I'm just so thankful to have my family. I mean, we didn't get sick and we're all still here. So that's a blessing already.
It
Amen.
really is.
All right. But let's go ahead and get into this topic of today. And that is both of y'all growing up with two parents in your lives. And I just want to ask y'all, like, how was it growing up with a mother and a father? I wonder if you had any friends that had just maybe one parent or no parents at all. But what was it like growing up for y'all?
Mhm. I would have to say, like, growing up with two parents, I mean, I think it's pretty effective,
Hmm.
growing up with two parents. I mean, at times it can be a little bit hard, especially when both of them are at your head. That's probably one of the hardest things about it. But I mean, I really can say that it's pretty effective in my life, and especially me being a girl. I think it is so important to have my mom and my dad because I have two people that can contribute in my life.
Yeah.
It's, just one person. But yeah, I honestly can say that it's pretty effective. I mean, you always have your days as a child and as a parent as well, but overall, I mean, I can't say it's pretty effective. And eventually I'll be like that too. Not exactly like them, but I have my own thing going on.
Yeah. We want to follow their lead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing for me. It's good to have two parents in your life because you have like two people pretty much, your mom and your dad,
Yeah.
uh that you can somewhat in a sense like depend on, like if you need help with
Hmm.
like life or whatever. There are like days where it's kind of like, maybe a bit like irritating or might like, or it's like they might get on your nerves every
Yeah.
now and once in a
Yeah.
while,
And it
but
happens. Yeah.
like overall it's been pretty good.
Well, that's good. I mean, were there any, well, like, so what is your, like, y'all's testimonies? Was there anything that you maybe struggled with when you were younger?
Mm. Ooh, yeah. I have to say for me, like with my self-esteem, like I ain't like I had to say like when I changed schools, that's what did it
Mhm.
for me. Because I was at an elementary school. At first I was at W.W. Bushman in the vicinity of that school, the atmosphere of that school, like everybody were kind of like in the same space.
Yeah.
You know, everybody came like from the same background. But then the teachers were loving and all of
Mhm.
that. I was still, a good student or whatever. But then when I switched over to schools, and that's something that I didn't tell a lot of people. I did like my school when I switched over, but I didn't like it. And it was because of the students. And, just being young kids, they don't know the difference between, being mean and not being mean. Sometimes they just say stuff because kids, I mean, they're pretty trustworthy and they're just honest and they're blunt.
Yeah.
So being a kid, being younger, and kids saying crazy stuff to me, I might not have the latest shoe or I might not have the latest stuff. Back then we had Justice and we were girls and stuff. So
Mhm.
I might have everything. So my self-esteem was kind of low because of what the other kids were either telling me or, even they were like talking about my size and stuff like that. So that
Yeah.
did it for me. So my self-esteem was like really low. I was trying to fit in. And that didn't work. But overall, like I was still a good student, but I like really struggled with that. But now I'm at the point to where like I don't care. I don't, and I'm just doing
Good.
me. And that's why I'm at the point to where now I'm just overly confident. And I think that's a good thing because at first I really wasn't like
Mhm.
pertaining to my body, pertaining to me being at school. I really didn't even want to speak up. And now I'm speaking all the time to the point where I can't be quiet, which is kind
Hey.
of surprising to me. So it's pretty cool, but yeah, I did struggle with just my identity, and I covered it up a lot because I just didn't want people to know, or I didn't want people to look at me a certain way. So that is something that I definitely struggle with. But I can say with me praying, my parents, being tough a little bit,
Yeah.
and I, just other people that's motivating me, they have helped me a lot. I didn't have to do like any counseling or anything like that, but
Mhm.
I have to say that I did get some help, and I'm glad that I did have that support. And I think that's another reason why it's so important to have two parents.
Yeah.
Having a support system is really important. But yeah, that was one thing, or my testimony. I can say my confidence was like not it at all.
Yeah.
But as a kid, that happens. You don't know who you are, but it's kind of even more tough when you're in a vicinity of children that's kind of making it a little harsh and they don't even know that
Exactly.
making it harsh on you.
Mm.
So, and you're not open up telling your body, it's kind of like you have another face on.
Yeah.
So that was my thing. Yeah.
That's good. Nathan?
For me, like when it comes to aspect of school, I was like, in a sense, I was kind of like a really like angry child somewhat
Yeah.
because it was just like because of like there were like fights that I kind of like got into like elementary and then we moved over to middle school. It got a little bit better, but I was still kind of, I don't know. I guess that anger was just
It's like built up.
it was
Yeah.
really it was kind of like pent up. Then when I got to high school, it was better because I was a little bit more chill.
Yeah.
And when it came to elementary and middle school, I didn't really speak to anybody because I guess it was in a sense of like I didn't want to fool with nobody.
Yeah.
So I kind of stayed to myself. And then when I got to high school, like I was still the same way, but I guess I was kind of able to open up a little bit and then make the friends that I have now.
Yeah.
But like with that dealing with having like two parents in the household,
Mhm.
it was it was like I guess there were moments where it's kind of like I was stressed just like a tad bit.
Yeah.
I guess when it came to them, I guess being on me about like school a whole bunch. There were like stress kind of came from that.
Yeah.
Um, but for the most part, I say it was still pretty good. The fact that I had two parents or whatever that was like caring for me and like taking care of me.
Yeah.
Amen. I mean, that was going to lead into my next question, and that is literally, are y'all grateful for having two parents in your home? Like, would you ever trade that for the world?
Honestly, no, I wouldn't trade it. And for a matter of fact, like a lot of people that I know that's like my age or maybe a little bit above me far as age bracket, they're either a single parent or they go back and forth to their mom and dad because they're not together no more. They're either with their grandparent. And
Yeah.
sometimes when I hear their stories, I'm like, dang, I need to be like them, so I can relate to them. But at the same time, it's like, no, I have two parents, for a reason.
Yeah.
And so I am pretty grateful for that. And I wouldn't trade nothing for that because everything happens for a reason. Like I wouldn't trade nothing in my life. I wouldn't turn nothing around. I wouldn't redo anything because I think that everything happens for a reason. And
Amen.
I'm here right now. So yeah, I'm pretty grateful for two parents.
All right. Nathan?
Same here. I wouldn't want to like trade it for anything because I do understand that there are people out there that pretty much have like they're either staying with like their mom or their dad, or they're going back and forth, or there are even some cases where there are some people that they're like staying with like their grandparents pretty
Yeah.
much. 'Cause maybe there is a situation where like maybe something happened to their parents and like the parents have to like give them up to grandparents, or there are even situations where there are people that might not even have people to lean on, and they have to pretty much fend for themselves.
Yeah.
So I say I'm pretty grateful to have two parents.
Amen. And I wanted to lead into that. Like everybody's talking about God and how good he's been for y'all to have two parents. And I want to ask y'all, what is your personal relationship with him? Like, has it always been easy? Have you always trusted him? Just a little bit more about it, just to give the viewers an insight on your life and how you've like grown.
Well, like I said, for me, when we were younger, I mean, still now, but when we was young, because we would always go to church. We would always church.
You really was, Ed. Yeah.
Yeah,
Every
we
day.
were we were very active in church. So like church is like nothing new to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing new to both of us actually. But I would have to say like for God, like I said, I always knew God, and like people would tell me, you're gonna need the Lord, you're gonna need him for this, you're gonna need him for
Yeah.
that, for this, and I would listen, but I would just be like, okay, I get it, let me just sit in church, let me get a piece of candy from the first lady and let me chill, you know. So
Yeah.
but then like I said, when COVID hit, that's when I really got my own personal relationship with God. And I was 16, I'm 17 now, I was 16. And I just remember, I don't know what day it was, but I was just like, Lord, I was like, yo, I don't even know who you really are. I was like, show
Yeah.
me what's up. So, help me because I needed help, virtually learning, like starting out. Like I did really good, even starting out, but I knew that I needed him because I didn't, it was a lot of changes.
Yeah.
And so, you hear, oh, you don't need God, but nobody was like really putting it in action or like showing me. So when I actually, had my little times for myself, struggling or whatever.
Yeah.
But he was there the whole time. And like and my thing is I pray every morning, I pray every night. I mean, that's just my little thing with him. I talk to him like we talking now. Like, how you have people in church, the bishop and stuff, they praying, like I understand it, but the way my relationship with God is just like my best friend.
So good.
I used to call him my boyfriend, but
Oh Lord.
yeah, he's my best friend. He really, really is. For real. And I'm like, I really do love God. And like people know I love God, but I don't force that on them. But I really, really love God for real. Like
That's
he is so like, oh my God. Like when I think of him, ooh, like I love God. Like God, he the stuff. Ooh, I love God for real.
Nathan?
For me, although when we was in church, I wouldn't always stay in the sanctuary because like because I'd like sneak out and then go to like the gym or something.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's definitely like I understand because for me it's a bit different because it's like I do have a relationship with God, but it's not like where it's basically I have to like pray necessarily like every day, but I still do pray, you know,
Yeah.
so that way I do still have that connection to God, and then I know that I could like go to Him like if I ever need help or if I ever just need to just talk to Him.
Amen.
Like that's so like so yeah, my relationship with God is like totally different because it's like I know that necessarily like because like I said, I don't necessarily have to just like pray like every single day for me. I know that I can just be able to pray.
Right. It's like you're not taking advantage of him, but he's reliable. You can,
Mhm.
yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
Amen.
pretty much that. Yeah.
I'm just so proud of y'all, like sitting here listening to y'all talk about God and everything that we've been through. And we're just, I don't know, it's just so amazing to see your family grow and be with God as much as we do and just lean on him. And look at y'all being this young, loving him so much and just having such a good head on your shoulders. I'm just so proud to be y'all's cousin. But next, just to lead into something happy and just a little lighter tone, what are y'all dreams and goals for life? Like, what do y'all want to be?
Well, for me, well, at first I always wanted to be like a news anchor, like
Mhm.
Robert Roberts or Gail King.
Yeah,
I love the way they enunciate their voice, and I mean, why not be a Black girl on TV?
yeah,
Doing my thing.
do it.
But that's what I wanted to do. But I think that's a backup plan now. But now I currently have an internship with IBM,
Mm,
and it's really really fun in that tech world. And right now I want to do global business or international business, just travel doing business.
yeah.
And I do like I don't know the proper name for it, the proper term, but while I'm traveling all around the world, I want to do like big major events and plan them and just be behind the scenes. You don't have to put me in front, but if like I said, I will always say if God he need me in the front and I need to be before the people, then I will.
Yeah.
Good motives. But that's something I want to do. I want to be behind the scenes. I just want to do big projects, promote stuff and have fun doing it. That's what I want to do.
That's
I want to do
wonderful.
it, yeah, in marketing. So marketing, all that business stuff together, projects, that's what I want to do.
Nathan.
For me, there's like a few things. So for me, it's kind of like a backup. I want to be like a video game designer, pretty much.
Mhm.
Specifically dealing with like being like an environmental artist, where it's like I just draw, the environment and stuff, like all the stuff that happens like around the game.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I want to be like a Twitch streamer and like YouTuber.
Yeah.
Really is what I want to do. So
Okay. We're gonna go out here and we're gonna grind and we're gonna get it.
Yeah.
And my last question to y'all is if there was any advice you would give to maybe somebody that is your same age right now, having two parents, and maybe they're having the opposite thing that you guys went through. Just maybe they're struggling, maybe they're down, tired, going through pain and every other obstacle in their life. Like, what would you tell them? Just to lean on their two parents or trust them more.
Right. Whether if you do have two parents or you might have one, live with your aunt or grandparents. I mean, I can say take it one step at a time.
Yeah.
Also I can say listen to understand and not to reply or not to rebuttal back because you don't like what they're saying. You know what I mean? So listen to understand. Overall, the be grateful, for the support that you have.
Yeah.
And I know sometimes all support systems are not that great, but utilize your resources the best that you can.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not forcing anybody to, be with God. But if your heart is leaning towards him, he's there to help. I'm telling you, he's there. He really is there to help. I promise you. And overall, like I said, just take it one step at a time. And now, I don't know why I'm saying it now, and it's because I'm about to be 18, but enjoy being a kid. Like have fun being a kid.
Yeah.
Because life, it really, really does go on. And I will always tell my mom and my dad, like right now, I'm a kid. I'm enjoying I am a kid. I'm not grown. I'm enjoying myself. So yes, just enjoy yourself. Take it one step at a time. Have great memories. Enjoy yourself. Have fun. Be safe and just live. Literally live. And don't stress yourself out about nothing. I had to learn that for myself too. If you make mistakes, it is okay. Like the world is not going to end. Usually the mistakes are your lessons. Like literally just forget the mistake and remember the lesson. For real. But yeah.
That's a word.
Yeah. For real. And just enjoy yourself. Just take it one step at a time. Do what you love. Go for it. If you feel it, do it. And if it has a motive, go do it. And that's something that I'm learning. That's something that I'm doing right now. And I'm happy that I'm doing it right now. Just live to be happy. Nobody can make you happy but you. If you want to do something, go do it. Nobody has to tell you. And nothing is stupid. There's no such thing as stupid ideas.
Yeah.
If it's something outrageous, somebody told me, don't call it stupid, call it outrageous. It doesn't matter. If it's outrageous, go do it. You know what I'm saying? Because back then people didn't know that it was going to be cars to this day, and they thought that was a stupid thing. And look what we got now, cars.
Hey.
go do stupid crazy. Go do it.
Go
Do what
do
you do, but have good motives. Be responsible. Take accountability. Always make great decisions. And just
Yeah.
live. Literally live. Have fun. Live it to the fullest. Literally live it to the fullest. Yeah.
Awesome. Nathan.
To piggyback off of what my sister was saying, like pretty much just make sure that you take the time out to like try and talk to them about whatever issues it is that you're dealing with.
Yeah.
And also listen to the things that your parents or whoever it is that's your caretaker, listen to them, so that way you guys can both have an understanding. Make sure both of you guys are like listening to understand, and that you're not just listening to respond, because that's not gonna end well at all.
Yeah.
Then also like to kind I guess to like keep that on the same subject, make sure that actually trying to make sure that they understand, and that you're getting your ideas across like clearly. And then I also feel like if you're in a situation where you've been trying to get them to understand, and it's like they're not understanding, I do feel like in some cases then maybe it might be better to, like, in a sense, like maybe separate yourself like from that person or whoever it is,
Yeah.
and then be able to just like
Work on yourself.
and be able to
Yeah.
just like work on yourself, so that because separate, because a lot of times for a lot of people, separating yourself is like might be the best thing to do if you recognize that the person that is like in a sense maybe treating you wrong or not treating you how you would like to be treated.
Yeah.
It's not, even though you've told them multiple times, is not like listening, or it's
Right.
not, or maybe they are listening, but it's like it's one of those things where it's like they're listening pretty much to just respond
Right.
back to what you're saying, or
Yeah.
they're listening pretty much just to be like, oh, okay, I hear you, but like one of those type of things, that it's better pretty much just to like separate yourself. And then in the process of you separating yourself, once you actually do that, you have to also take the chance like to really get to know yourself
Mm.
and like who you are as a person.
Yeah.
So that's what I say.
And to what he was saying, sometimes everybody doesn't need to know your ideas.
Yeah.
Everybody don't know your goals.
Mhm.
Even family, friends, don't tell everybody everything.
Yeah.
Sometimes you keep it to yourself. Everything that you have in here, sometimes you just don't need to say it. You just
Yeah.
work on it. And when the solution is completed, everybody will see it.
Mm.
Yeah, true. Like pretty much don't let everyone know. Is it still on there?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, so don't let everyone know pretty much like what you're doing or what you're in the process of doing, because they don't, like, pretty much like you said, they don't need to know what you're doing. Not everyone needs to know what you're doing, because there are a lot of times where basically there are, you might tell them something, and then it's like they have something negative to say about it, or they start to, I guess, like put negative energy around it.
Yeah.
So it's better to in some cases just keep it to yourself.
Positive vibes only.
Yes, clearly.
All right, y'all. Y'all, this has been such a great talk, and I'm so glad that y'all were able to come on here and be on my podcast. I love y'all so much. And anybody listening to this right now, I just really hope you took any wisdom or any advice that they gave y'all, just being this young and having this much insight into what they want to do, what they want to be, and just how they want to move in this world, all while having God on their side. And so, yeah, Amari and Nathan, thank you so much for being on my podcast. And you want to say bye to the people before we head out?
Bye, guys. I had a really
Bye.
good time. And Darius, I just want to say I'm proud of you. You're my
Thank you so
cousin.
much. All right, y'all. This is Talks with Darius Deon. We'll see y'all later.